Good morning, everybody. This is Scott Golden. I'm joined in the booth by the one and only Morgan Evans.
G'day, mates.
Okay, guys.
Happy to be here alongside the Golden Boy.
002.
We're going to hit the ground running.
Start out.
Eric Gilbert there already paying the price for one of the things we all know about Rob Cassidy. He's almost unattackable.
Okay.
Reactions of a mongoose.
That's what we talked about earlier. Ryan, the older brother of 4 years, he's a little more aggressive in his nature, as we just saw right there.
002.
Eric Gilbert in the grey, my apologies. Already proving
001.
some Ernie skills, getting the better of Cassidy.
When you can throw the net cord in with the Ernie, I think that works pretty well.
Yeah.
002. Point.
And we have the first point on the board.
102. No. Start out.
The angle was there, certainly, but it came at such a trajectory. Tricky to get around the post and balance.
011. Point. 111. Point. 211. Second serve.
I do like this two-handed backhand from Eric Gilbert.
212.
Holds it just long enough to force an opponent to possibly make an early move.
Eric with a college baseball background, so it's interesting to see him using a two-hand backhand because that typically comes from a tennis player. But
yeah.
I like that he's developed that in his game.
312.
Well, perhaps he batted on the left side.
It's very possible.
Too easy.
Ryan, the older brother in the blue, comes from a golf background. So both these guys, big sports backgrounds, just not necessarily in a racket sport. But both very smooth out there on the court this morning.
Yeah, and they should know each other's positioning, shot selections pretty well.
Not sure they should be going straight on with Rob Cassidy
I would,
too much.
yeah. That's it's generally a recipe for disaster.
Maybe they're just doing that to wake up a little bit. Maybe it's like a morning cup of coffee for them.
Yeah. They'll get hit a few times and
512.
it'll be nice, an espresso.
Point.
So the team of Robs have
612.
taken off to a nice lead, 6-1-2. Make that 7, courtesy of the paddle of Mr. Ryan Gilbert. Not quite able to handle the pace of that drive.
7-1-2.
How big is it to limit those unforced errors against the top team like Rob Cassidy and Rob Nunnery?
I think it's
8-1-2.
by far the number one thing you need to be able to do. You may go out there and believe you need to redline and show off, your most ESPN Showtime shots, but realistically, you need to apply the pressure that comes from consistency and showing your opponents that you're not going to make any easy mistakes and they're going to have a tough day in the office, whether they like it or not.
Second server. 1-8. 1-8-2.
You got every bit of that during
Yeah, that was the old catch and release. And a worthy timeout is called.
So that's going to take us to a Jigsaw Health hydration break. Morgan Evans in the booth all day with myself, Scott Golden. We'll be back after this.
Thank you for calling Jigsaw Health. How can I help you? Yeah, you'd like to speak with Ben Johns. Let me get his extension for you.
002.
Yeah, his extension is 002.
Is it lunchtime yet?
15 seconds.
That was delicious. I'm getting more.
Second serving.
Hey, Ron, package for you.
Hey, Patrick. Thanks. Appreciate that. Fault. Incorrect receiver. Foot fault. Right foot.
He's going to be a blast at the Christmas party.
Morgan, I didn't know we had a local celebrity, Ron Ponder, on the court this morning.
Okay.
We do. He is the man, the myth, the legend.
2 timeouts remaining. Time is in. Ready, Pat? 8-1-1. Point.
Good deception there from Rob Nunnery. Really held the paddle well into position, sold his opponents on
9-1-1.
the possible inside-out dink, and then flicked it into the midsection. I'm sure he intended contact on that one.
Point.
I think he forgot to take that big step over to grab it.
Possibly.
10-1-1.
Oh boy, that's tough.
Oh,
Nice recovery.
Point. Game.
And that was
11-1.
quick. They kept it under the 8-minute mark as we thought
Thanks, sir.
one team was going to come out a little hot. We weren't sure which one, but the points were actually pretty good right there, Morgan. That score didn't reflect how competitive the points were.
yeah, honestly, it looked mostly like Rob Cassidy and Rob Nunnery. They just did the basics a little bit better. They counted well. They didn't unnecessarily pull the trigger on too many balls too early.
You've been around the game a long time. You've seen Rob Cassidy on the court for years. What's the thing that stands out the most about his improvement over the last 2 to 3 years?
Really, for me, it's shot selections. He has often been the player. He's always known as someone who's unattackable in a lot of ways, just such lightning-fast hands. You tend to pay the price on any ball that you think is worthy. You have to really think twice about it. But typically you would expect him to make some rash decisions as well, especially often on the run on the backhand side. But he's really tightened up those kinds of plays, and he's no longer bleeding any points unnecessarily by doing so. So it's great to see him maturing as a young man. You know?
Absolutely. And Rob Nunnery, someone who's come on the scene a little more recent. He's not been around quite as long as we have, but he came from a big background in tennis. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, played some pro tennis before he got injured. Do you like this combo of the quick, lightning-fast ninja hands of Rob Cassidy and the smooth effect of Rob Nunnery?
Yeah, I think whenever you've got a player next to you that is comfortable with some deceptive attacks and aggressive by nature, it helps to have someone like Rob Cassidy who can really defend well and handle a lot of the counter punches that may come his way.
Well, I guess they woke up after game one.
Yeah, and we have our first come-on of the match.
Now that's what I like to see. Instead of just attacking straight on, they actually were moving that ball around instead of just getting locked in back and forth. All four players really doing a good job there with hand speed.
Yeah, it's a wake-up point for sure.
Zero, 0-1. Second server.
I believe that one might have gone long if just one individual hit it, but they actually clipped paddles, and I think that slowed that ball down just a tad.
0-0-2. Good shot. Side out.
Inches away from greatness.
0-0-1. Second server. 0-0-2.
Look at that defense from Cassidy.
I don't know how they pulled out a win on that one, but they did.
Well, Eric Gilbert had a chance to slap a backhand hard, and he just kind of reset to Cassidy, and that ended up being the demise on that point. I don't like
1-0-2.
That's the deception I was talking about from Eric Gilbert, but Rob Cassidy having none of it.
Yeah, he's the kind of player who's he always assumes that someone's about to attack him. And he's ready every single time.
2-0-2.
He's also known as a player that doesn't back up off the non-volley zone once he establishes. Do you like that type of strategy from certain players?
I wouldn't do it. He's the bravest man in pickleball, there's no doubt about it. He often just grits his teeth in the face of serious overheads and
1-2-1.
gambles that his reactions are going to be quick enough to handle a lot of these shots. And half the time he's right.
Yeah, I've seen him take a knee before and just take one off the bounce, or even one that's going to hit him right in the chest.
1.
Right, so the Gilbert brothers off to a good start, getting on the board early.
Good hand speed, able to get it low enough to the Cassidy backhand. Forces the error, and they level the scores at 2-2.
I like the way they're not just attacking straight on anymore. They're using some good angles to catch these guys off guard.
3-2-2.
Yeah, a little too risky, unfortunately. One of the things you'll see with the more seasoned players is their ability to read an out ball better than the rest. Cassidy has seen a lot go by him. He's hit a lot, and he's been hit by a lot, but he knows what's going out at that kind of angle. That's great play there. Rob Nunnery playing some arguably not high percentage pickleball, but enjoying his moments just to attack and see what he and his partner Cassidy can actually scramble and pick up.
Boy, I like these exchanges in game 2 so far.
Yeah, the Gilbert brothers are certainly proving that they've got some great hand speed, great power.
Well, is it safe to say that usually in game 1s, the team that's on paper the better team might be business as usual, and the other team might have some nerves they have to work through early?
Oh, for sure.
Being on center court.
Yeah, we're yet to see the real Gilbert brothers, but possibly catching some signs of them now.
In Red Rock earlier this year in 2021, they were on championship court out there against the Johns brothers. So we had a pair of brothers out there, and they gave them a lot of trouble. They ended up losing, but I think they went 12-10, maybe 11-5, something like that, with the Johns brothers. So I knew back then when I saw them for the first time that they could play.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I like what I see so far. They have been a little trigger happy, hoping to catch the Nunnery Cassidy by a little surprise at 8:30 in the morning, which is possible. Possible, but not likely.
I love the way Cassidy holds that grip on that engage paddle too. It's kind of a ping pong grip, if you will, and it allows him a lot of control.
Yeah, he's happy to sacrifice a little bit of power to gain some hand speed and control. Oh, lovely. The old hold and roll.
I think Nunnery had already decided he was going to jump for that Ernie because the ball got rolled to the forehand pretty well.
Nunnery giving me a look of, was that smart? No, it was not.
For a second, I thought I was watching myself out there. That's what I do sometimes.
Really? Okay. I should watch more of your matches. Oh, got away with murder there.
Nice catch. Thank you.
Those of watching at home who may or may not have the pleasure of playing Mr. Nunnery, whenever he drops his head like that, just trust that there's a bullet coming to the midsection. And he'll likely graze the net by no more than an inch.
Point.
Cassidy got what he wanted. That ball high is what he likes. He likes to hammer down on those.
Yeah, he's such a good counter puncher. I'm surprised to see him miss that one.
That's nice look at it right there, dipping over the net.
Yeah, set up by a slightly late Nunnery to the kitchen line.
Side out.
They were on a roll there, and that's a quick way to stop your own momentum.
5-5-1.
Happens to the best of us.
I've heard that you've never actually missed a serve. Is that true? Is there any?
I try to actively miss at least 2 serves every game. But I also try to get 6 or 7 aces, so
that's right.
The percentages kind of work out for me.
Stay. Go. Just kept floating.
Just kept floating, Nunnery said.
Yeah, that was that full stretch. Tough to control the paddle as well as need be when you are stretched out completely in the kitchen. That's true. In the hand speed world, he is one of, if not the king. And if you're going to hit the king, you better kill him.
Ball.
Yeah, I know.
Rob Ponder saying fault, and then Cassidy follows up with, yeah, I know.
You know, he's the kind of player, he's on the USA Pickleball Rules Committee. There's a reasonable chance that he would have called it on himself if Ron Ponder hadn't catched it, but there's nothing that Ron Ponder hasn't ever caught.
No, and I think he just wanted to take a snapshot in his mind to make sure he wasn't calling a foot fault for no reason, and took a brief delay. Oh boy, that's very athletic. The backhand Ernie taking a page out of Deckel Barr's book right there.
Yeah, he read it like a children's novel.
Here we go, Rob. Stop here. Yep.
6-7-1.
Great return there. Good pressure from Cassidy. That's a tough one because he likes to hit the return fairly hard, and that doesn't always buy him plenty of time to unwind a stack.
Ryan, where's your...
Side out. 7-6-1. Second server.
Already a much cleaner game from the Gilbert boys as they're right here in the midst of game 2.
Yeah, even if this match doesn't go their way, I foresee them doing very well in the back draw. Because their best pickleball is incredibly competitive with a team like this.
Point.
I don't know if you caught that, but Ryan Gilbert actually, to defend that ball before the put away, switched to his left hand and returned that ball.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I didn't see it. I was screened, unfortunately, but
it was really the only way he could get to that ball, I believe.
very cool. Wow, I'm impressed.
Of course, Cassidy decided to take the next one and put it right off the court.
8-6-2. I'll recall. 8-6-2.
Cassidy confirming the 10-second rule.
Again? Not again.
Unfortunately, Ryan Gilbert there just not able to control the depth of his fourth ball, popping it up just a little high.
9-6-2.
Something Rob Nunnery likes the look of.
I think Rob Nunnery knew that ball was coming back to Cassidy before Ryan Gilbert ever even hit it. He started sliding over big time.
Yeah, he's reading the play beautifully.
6-6-2. Point, game, match.
And that's good night, Irene.
That game was close at 7-6. Cassidy and Nunnery running away with it at the end of game 2. Much better look from the Gilbert boys. They're going to drop down now to consolation. The pair of Robs are going to advance on. Looks like we've got Matt Wright and Ben Johns, a dynamic duo warming up next. Not sure if they're going to be on championship court, but I hope to see them soon, if not next round. We're going to take a look at the facility as we don't go to commercial here. Morgan Evans in Texas, as they say. They do it big. No exception here at the Oasis Beach and Pickleball Club, as I like to say, because there's no tennis going on this weekend.
Oh, it's a beautiful facility. Just driving in, you get a kind of a real look at the magnitude of this place. Everything is bigger in Texas.
They've got some nice bleachers for the fans. Yesterday, the fans were piling in here to watch mixed doubles day. I expect the same with men's and women's doubles. We've also got the senior pro mixed doubles as well today, so should have lots of people filtering in here, packing out these stands.
Thanks for your help.
We are privileged to have the best seats in the house.
I've often said that as well, Morgan. This is the best seat in the house. It can be long days at times, but this power-packed action that we get on championship court, they try to put the best available games on this court, so we get literally the seats of the best in the house.
Yeah, If this doesn't keep us awake, then nothing will.
I thought the cup of coffee I had this morning might, but so far, it's the play that's woke me up the most. Morgan Evans and Scott Golden in the booth all day long. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for the next round after this.
I love this game. The friends I've met along the way, the places it's taken me. This game is all about community. Duper is partnering up to grow the community, to bring accuracy, transparency, and adaptability to the sport. Duper's rating system starts off with accuracy, setting up for success right from the beginning. That's how you make every match count.
Selkirk's mission has always been to fuel the pickleball obsession found inside every player.
There is a growing community of pickleball players who consume as much pickleball content as they possibly can.
And that's why we are launching Selkirk TV, which brings the best pickleball content to your smartphone, tablet, and big screen TV. It's pickleball's original and only free TV app. This is 24/7 pickleball, proudly brought to you by Selkirk.